Good morning, everyone. Happy May. May 2nd already. Oh my goodness. It's spring, but it certainly does not feel like spring. I'm over it. I'm trying so hard to stay positive, but this weather is just it's making it difficult. We are cold still, just like a damp cold and rainy, which is good because we do need the moisture, and windy. It's just, the wind is just awful. Yeah, but it will turn nice. I just know it. Soon it will. We'll get the nice spring weather that we love. So I hope you guys are having a great Monday, and I hope the weather is nicer where you are. So, yeah, it's fun. Fun Wisconsin weather. I shouldn't be surprised, but every year, I should say this doesn't happen every year. We were talking last year at this time because we should be getting our bees soon. Last year at this time, like our apple trees were blossomed and there were dandelions everywhere, and we were like, oh, hurry up and get our bees because we wanted them to get the blossoms. And I remember we got them just at the tail end of the blossoming, which is this time. And they're not even close to blossoming this year. And we don't have any dandelions out. My kids haven't picked maybe one yet, which is pretty unusual. One thing that's good, my husband loves lilacs. It's his favorite flower. We have this giant lilac bush, and every once in a blue moon, not very often, the lilacs are in bloom for his birthday, and that is at the end of May. So this year he might actually get lilacs in bloom, which will be nice for him. So everything's just slow this year. I was realizing, like, our first CSA box is supposed to be ready in the beginning of June. And I don't know if that's going to happen because it's all growing so slowly. It's just not the best year. It's alright. It'll all be fine. We'll work it out. No big deal. Everyone who bought a CSA from us knows that it is a learning year. So if I have to wait a couple weeks for the first box and just add a couple weeks on at the end, no big deal because we have the greenhouse now, so we'll be able to do that. I know everyone will be understanding. Anyways, enough about the weather, right? Isn't that funny how you're an adult and you talk about the weather? So, what else is new? Well, this week we do get our bees. Well, they should be in this week. The problem is it's cold, so they might not be able to check them. And because we get a nuke box, which is 5 frames of bees with a queen, and they've already started, like their brood, they've already started laying eggs and all that stuff, hatching out. And so the company, the place we're getting from, they check and each box to make sure there's a lot of living queen and that there's, everything you need in that box. They're not cheap, so they want to make sure it's quality. Well, with the weather like this, they might not have been having a lot of time to check all those boxes. So we'll see when we get our bees. Should be soon. But our first batch of chicks come this week, our first batch of meat chicks. We already have pullets, which I think you heard. I told you about how we got, how we got 50% off pullets. So our pullets are big now already, so that's good. Got a little jump start on those. Didn't lose any, which is really cool. But yeah, our first batch of meat chicks come on Thursday, which is super exciting because this year we're doing it differently. Usually we do about 75 chicks, 80 chicks a year, and we have zero problem selling those. In fact, we have a wait list. Sorry. Okay, so I have a different coat on. It looks like I have like 3 coats on, and it's just weird looking at myself. Um, Anyways, so we usually have like a wait list, or we have way more people wanting chicken than we have chicken available. So, but the way we had our setup with we have 3 chicken coops, and one is our laying hen coop. One is the turkeys, and then one is our kind of our brooder coop. So we have the meat chickens go in there, and it's just kind of like the rotating coop as we need it. Well, the way that was set up, we couldn't necessarily have like one batch or 2 batches going at different stages. We didn't have the room for that. So, and we don't like doing our chicks really late in the season. Mike gets super busy with butchering after September. Like come October, he's gone. Like, I'm a single mom for a few months because he's so busy with butchering that we don't like doing a late season or later batch. Anyways, so it just didn't work out well for us. But this year, Mike built a chicken tractor. If you're familiar with Joel Salatin, he's amazing. We love his methods, and we got his something book. If I even try to say it, I don't remember what the name was. But it's his newest book that came out. Mike got it for me for Christmas, and it's got all his plans for building things. And one is the chicken tractor, so he built a chicken tractor per Joel Salatin specs. And we will be moving that around every day in our yard. We have a fairly big yard, and we'll mainly have them down in our orchard, and that will help I was gonna burp. Help the chickens to spread their manure and not have a buildup of manure, which would be wonderful. And it will help. They'll be able to eat more grass and forage more. Meat chickens aren't necessarily the most efficient with that, but they do it. If you allow them to, they will, and it keeps them so much healthier. Even when we have our meat chickens in the coop, they are able to free range because keeping chickens confined that's when you end up with leg problems and stuff. And I mean, I can go into that more later with how we raise meat chickens without losing a whole bunch to leg problems, which is a huge issue, and how we have meat chickens ready to butcher and are still walking, which that's sad, but that's a problem. Anyway, so we're gonna have this tractor, and we are going to do 225 chickens this year. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah. So going from we're what? Tripling our production this year. I know we're not gonna have a problem selling them, especially with everything going on with the poultry prices and everything. Lack of poultry. And so it's just another thing that it's exciting, another thing that we are growing on our homestead this year. Every year we like to make some improvements, some changes, and this year it's the CSA, the greenhouse, and the chicken tractor. I believe he's planning on making a second one because we are getting chickens every 3 weeks, I think. 75 every 3 weeks for 3 batches. Yeah, so that will be super cool. And we've gotten our processing routine down really well. We have a bunch of people, I shouldn't say a bunch, we have a nice group of people that help. I'm not sure, they are not aware how many chickens we are doing this year, so I'm sure they'll help with one group. Well, I'm sure we'll find people. If anything, we have people every year wanting to learn, so that'll slow things down, but teaching them and having them help would be beneficial as well. So, yeah, first group comes this week, and in about 8 weeks we'll be butchering those. I'm just so stoked to see how this is going to change things, and especially with feed prices, how this is going to affect our feed. Feed prices are awful. to, I like to make things affordable for people. I don't get, $5, $6 a pound for my chickens. It's in our area, it just wouldn't fly anyways. We couldn't get that price here, but I'm gonna have to raise the prices this year to make anything because of feed prices. But hopefully this will, using the tractors will reduce the feed consumption a little bit. And I think we're gonna go back to fermenting feed, which is just having the feed in buckets and then you add water to it, stir it around, it makes the feed. It's not a soup because you don't want it that soupy, but more like a stew. So a feed stew, and then you let it sit overnight or whatever. We usually would mix up a bucket like the feeding before and then feed it the next one. But you can let it sit for a few days and actually really ferment. Our method kind of more or less just gives them wet feed. It's just sometimes if you let it go too long, then it gets bad. But anyways, it helps the animal digest it better, and there's not as much waste. They don't need as much, and then with it, there's the dust is under control and stuff like that. So I believe we are going to go back to that. The only thing is that the kids do poultry chores, so that's an extra step for them, and so we'll just have to be a little more hands-on with the poultry chores, which is fine. No big deal. If it's going to save us money. Yeah, I just went to the feed mill the other day, and like this is just it's getting pretty bad. With no end in sight, right? It's probably going to get worse. So we'll make do. We'll do what we can. We've also done fodder, sprouting grain in the past. We haven't always had the best luck with that, where we get mold problems and stuff. And honestly, that's just, even though it's not a really hard step, it was just a step that I couldn't figure out how to put it into my routine consistently. It was just hard. And mind you, I guess the last time I did it, I probably still had daycare and I was busy, but I'm still busy. So we'll see. Just trying to remember different ways that we did to decrease feed. Obviously, decreasing the amount of animals would help. But there's some things we just can't decrease that we don't want to decrease. And we don't necessarily have to, but if it comes down to it, we will. Especially like the turkeys. I like having turkeys. They're fun, but they're more just, I don't know. They're not really like, besides the eggs, we're not really getting anything out of them. They don't eat a ton though. Says me, who just got another horse. But again, if need be, if we get her back from the trainer and she's not the horse that she's not at the trainer yet, but we've talked about it. If she's not the right horse for us, we will sell her. We gotta do what's right for us. We can't go broke over animals. Anyway, so yeah, that's happening this week. It's my birthday this week, which, as you're an adult, it's not as exciting as a kid. I'm actually going garage sailing. I love garage sailing. Yeah, I'm a super thrifty person, super duper frugal, and so garage sailing is my jam. I have no problem buying what people don't want. Absolutely not a problem at all. I know some people are not keen on it, and to each his own, but when I can buy my kids like entire wardrobe, my kids are not at a stage where they care at all about labels or anything like that. I hope they never get to that stage, honestly. And my daughter is very, very girly, and she loves her clothes, but she doesn't care. She's not like picky about it. And the boys, they just like soft pants and being comfortable. So anyway, and they all need new clothes. All of them. So I'm super excited to fingers crossed, hopefully find some good deals. And I think it's an amazing way. I should say I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday because I could. Like, all day at the spa, sign me up. Absolutely, I'll take that. But this is a really, really, really great way to spend my birthday. We always go to this local giant garage sale days. Well, normally we would go on the Thursday, but my chicks are coming in that day. And I don't know, this year we ordered through our feed mill, and usually we just pick them up at the post office, but it's been pretty much a racket the past couple of years. Yeah, the post office has been a complete show the past couple of years, or I shouldn't say, probably last year was the worst. It was awful dealing at the post office with chicks. Just awful. And so we decided we would just, and shipping got to be so expensive. The place where we normally got them, we liked buying through them because it wasn't a huge hatchery. So we like to support them, and they're fairly local and about an hour away. So we, pre-pandemic, they we could go and pick up our chicks, and so that was actually worth it for us. I guess it was when the gas prices weren't so high either. It was worth it for us to go pick them up. Well, then we couldn't, so we'd have to pay for shipping and pay for, fees, low order fee, and all this junk. So we're going through the feed mill this year. We don't have to pay for shipping this way. Saves us $20, $25, and but I don't know the routine yet of how that works. Like I know how the post office one worked, how it should have worked. Anyway, so I don't want to plan on going garage sailing because you got to get there early. Anyway, so this year we're going to try it Wednesday, which it's advertised as a Thursday, Friday, Saturday sale, but we found out last year we went on Thursday and people were already completely ticked over. Like some garage sales had like nothing left. We're like, it's Thursday. How did you sell out so fast this morning? And they're like, oh no, a lot of us start on Wednesday. We're like, shut up. This is like, you've got to be kidding me. It's like Black Friday all over again. Black Friday's not Black Friday anymore, it's for 2 weeks beforehand, right? And so we were a little miffed, like, really? Apple's not giving me much milk today. I don't know what's going on. We were a little miffed and thought about going to a different garage sale, like a different citywide. But we're going to try it again this year. We're going to try Wednesday. And we'll have fun. It's just, I should say, did I mention it's my mom and I? We do this every year. Usually my sister will join us, but she does not have off on Wednesdays, so unfortunately it's not going to work. But my mom does have off that Thursday, so maybe she and my sister will go on Thursday as well. I don't know. So super excited. Fun birthday. I don't think my greenhouse is going to be complete by my birthday. That was my very lofty request. But we got the end walls. We went back and got those. That was interesting, but not too terrible. It is not 12 feet tall. After we got home the first day, we're like, wait a minute, those weren't 12 feet. Sure enough, they're only 8'6" or something like that, which is totally fine. Like, it doesn't need to be super tall. It's still 14 wide and 50 long. Anyways, and so yesterday, it was all done yesterday. We put up all the hoops. We put up the walls, and it's going. We're working on the base, the boards along the bottom. Unfortunately, the people who had it, the first owners of this, they took it down, but they didn't label where any of the boards went. And we got an idea, but it ended up being like they fit, but the bolt holes don't, because they're not in the right spot. anyway, so it's a little bit of figuring. If that was like labeled, it would have gone really fast. We probably had that done too. Um, but it's okay. So tonight we're gonna try to get the baseboard parts on and maybe the hip wall, and then and we have to still get the thing across the top, the straight metal across the top. What is it called? Um, it's the support thing. So we have to get that on, and then we can get the plastic on. So this week it'll be done. It'll be done. Next Monday I'll be like, yeah, my greenhouse is up and done, and I just really want it going so that it can start warming up the soil, and hopefully soon I'll be able to put plant my peppers and tomatoes in there. I should be able to plant them next week. They won't grow fast. The soil's still cold, but they're not going to die in there. It'll be protective enough. So that will be super awesome to get those going, and then sell all my extras because I've only planted 200, I ended up with 200 tomato plants. Last year I did 250 on accident, mainly because I had such a terrible year the year before, and I thought, I'm just going to plant a bunch. Hopefully I'll get some to germinate, and everything germinated. And then this year, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I planted so many, but it's fine. I'll sell them. Give them away. A lot of my family, they're like, I'll take some, so that's okay. Get those out because I have plants everywhere. My little greenhouse is full of cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. And so I'm just like itching to get in the garden and get things going. But our tiller is broken, and the parts haven't come in yet. So I'm ready to get going, but yet again I can't. And so it's just a weird year. But it's okay. It's all right. It'll all work out in the end. It'll be fine. Anyway, well, Apple is done. She's ready to be out of here. And we have a dentist appointment this morning. Yay. Myself and all the kids. So, yay us, right? So I gotta go. I gotta get to that, get the kids up and get out the door, and hopefully we'll be home before too long. It shouldn't take us too long. All right. Well, you all have a great week,